Good morning, scholars. Today we're going to continue our analysis of Euripides' Heracles Furens, focusing on lines 9 through 12. So let's first recite them and then look at the vocabulary, morphology, and grammar that's relevant. Kreon de megarastes de gignetai pater, hein pantes ὑμέναιος se kadmeioi poter, lotoi sune la laxan, henikes emus domus, ho klenos Heracles nen egeto. Again. Kreon de megaras tes de gignetai pater, hin pantes ὑμέναιος se kadmeioi poter, lotoi sune la laxan, henikes emus domus, ho klenos Heracles nen egeto. Okay. So we'll first consider the principal parts of our major verb, gίγνομαι, which often just means just am or become. So, kreon de megaras tes de gignetai pater. And so you see there are three stems, gen, gene, and gon. And so you have the future of genesomai. You have the second aorist ӓγομαι. Then you have the second perfect γίγνομαι. And then the perfect middle, γίγνομαι. And then the perfect future, I guess that's the future passive, γίγνεσομai. And the rest of the forms are rather rare. You see this second perfect participle, gegos, in Epic and elsewhere. Okay, so as this is taken from the index of verbs at the back of Smythe, and as always, one needs to focus on the forms that are in bold. Okay, so if you are not up on those principal parts, review them. So I thought we'd look at pater because it's a very specific type of third declension noun, stems that in epsilon row varying with row. So Smythe 262, several words in ter show three forms of stem gradation: ter, strong; ter, middle; and thra, weak. Okay, ra between consonants becomes rho alpha, and we'll see that in the dative plural. The vocative has a recessive accent. Okay, so this threefold stem, ter, tra, is found in ho pater, he mater, and he dugater, and thus we have for pater the declension as such. Pater, patros, patri, patera, and then the vocative o pater. And then the plural, pateres, pateron, patrase, pateras. Pateras. Okay? So, thugater and mater will decline the same way. And you note in the dative plural, patrase, that weakest form of the stem, you add the A, alpha before the sigma, in order to make it pronounceable. Okay. Other vocabulary here, we have ὑμέναιος, ho hymenaios, which refers to a bridal or wedding song. Okay. Hymen was the god of marriage and was addressed in these wedding songs. And ὑμέναιο is to sing the wedding song, but can even mean to take a wife or to wed. Okay? And you have this nice Greek proverb, prin ke lukos oin hymenaioi. Sooner a wolf would wed a lamb. Okay, with lambs. Okay, hymenao is to sing or to laud. to commemorate, to celebrate. So it's always good, to take your time when you look up a word. If you're lucky enough to have the time and leisure to look it up in the big Lindell and Scott, you can see the other words or forms that are connected with that form, and it gives your mind a bigger thing to it gives your mind a system that you can then put all together. So that's why I show these alternates often. I really like that proverb. Prin ke lukos oin hymenaioi. Very good. And then we have lotos, lotu, ho, and this is the lotus. And here it's the North African tree whose hardwood was used to make flutes. So hence, in this context, lotos means flute. Okay? And then sunalalaxo means to cry aloud together. Hein humenaioi se sunelalaxan means whom they greeted with loud wedding songs. Okay, you see that hein, the accusative of the relative, referring back to megaros. Okay, and so the hymenaioi se, I believe here, is an instrumental dative. The Greek dative, as a representative of the lost instrumental case, denotes that by which or with which an action is done or accompanied. It is of two kinds, the instrumental dative proper and the commutative dative. Okay, and this is where Smythe goes into a small print, and it gets kind of wacky. When the idea denoted by the noun in the dative is the instrument or means, it falls under one. That's the instrumental dative, proper. If it is a person, not regarded as an instrument or means, or any other living being, or a thing regarded as a person, it belongs under two, the commutative dative. If an action, it belongs under two, commutative dative. So, I guess there's a way in which hymenaioi se could be construed as an active, as an action, with the singing of wedding songs. But however that may be, this is your relevant section in Smythe. Hein pantes hymenaioi se kadmeoi pote lotoi sune la laxan henike semus domus. Okay, and now we'll see that there's something a little different going on with the lotoi, that dative. Because there we have the dative being triggered by the sun of sun analaxo. And so we see the dative with compound verbs, what I've called the dative triggered by prepositional prefixes. And this is found at Smythe 1544 and 5. Okay, so 1544. Many compound verbs take the dative because of their meaning as a whole. Thus, anekein means to hold out against, and amphibeithein means to dispute with. Okay, so 1545. The dative is used with verbs compounded with sun regularly, and that's what we have here, sun alalaxai, with many compounded with in or epi, and with some verbs compounded with para, peri, pros, hupo, because the preposition keeps a sense that requires the dative. So here again, hen pantes hymenaioi se kadmeoi pote lotoi sune la laxan henike semus domus. And so Bond tells us in his commentary and other commentaries, they tell us that lotoi is being triggered by the sun in sun e la laxan. Okay, I'm not sure if it can reach all the way back and be the reason for the hymenaioi se as well, but I've at least tried to account for that through the instrumental dative. Okay, but this is a good example of how once you start reading serious Greek, you need to furrow around Smythe those sections on the prepositions, on the use of the cases, in order to really understand what's going on. Okay, so I wanted to look at finally Liddell and Scott, the intermediate Liddell and Scott entry for ago, because very important verb. And you'll see that in your Lindell and Scott, first thing he's going to give you is the various principal parts, okay? And I'm not going to spend time going through those. I'm more concerned with the meaning here. So, ÁgO in the active means to lead or carry, to convey or bring, with living creatures as the object. So, pero being with used for things. So if you've sacked a countryside and you're taking all of the movable goods and the livestock, you ÁgO kai pero, and you ÁgO the goats and the sheep, and you pero the bedsteads and other movable objects. Okay, so we have here from the Iliad, doke dagen hetaroisi gunaika kai tripoda peren. Okay, perfect example, because you again the gunaika, you again the woman, but you peren the tripoda, the tripod. Okay, and you again ace or pros topon, to lead a horse to water. And also, again archerontos octon. Oh, I'm not even sure what's going on there. To lead to the shore of Acheron. Oh, yeah, okay. To lead to the shore of Acheron. Okay, we have the accusative, the locative accusative, which is poetic. And then intransitive with soldiers, again can mean to march. So, I actually find it a lot of fun to read the whole dictionary entries, lexicon entries for words like this. But now we move from the active to the middle of ÁgO, which is what we have in this passage. And you'll see that Ágomai in the middle means to carry away for oneself, to take with one. So, kruson te kai arguron oikad agestai, to take home with oneself gold and silver, or, and this is what we're dealing with here, agestai gunaika, equivalent to Latin uxorem dugere, to take to oneself a wife. So in full, we have agestai gunaika eis ta oikia from Herodotus, or simply agestai, to marry, in the Iliad. And also of the father to bring home a wife for his son. Okay, or I guess you can also bring diastoma through the household threshold, or through one's mouth. I'm not sure what's going on there. I apologize. But so what we have here is ÁgO, and we have as our object this nen. Which is rarely, you don't see this very often, but it's the enclitic, Dorico-tragic enclitic of the third person pronoun, like epic and ionic nen for auton, autain, him or her. Okay, it's rarely used for auto, it. Okay, and Pindar and Aeschylus will even use it for autus, autas in the plural. Okay, so we have creon de megarastes de gignetai pater, hen panta sumenaioi se, kad meoi pote, lotoi sunelalaxan, henike semus domus, hoxlenos Heracles nen egeto. Okay, so one last time, according to the Kaisera, repeat after me. Creon de megarastes de gignetai pater, hen panta sumenaioi se, kad meoi pote, lotoi sunelalaxan, henike semus domus, hoklenos Heracles nen egeto. So, one last time. Creon de megaras tes de gignetai pater, en pantes ὑμέναιος se cadmeoi poter. Lotoi sunelalaxan, henike semus domus, ho klenos Heracles nen egeto. Okay, so as always, if you have any questions I didn't answer, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, have a great day, continue to work hard, and be strong. Bye-bye.